following political interventions by the gubernatorial office in the administration of state universities as their chancellor, the Kerala Legislative Assembly passed bills that sought to prevent such excesses. However, several bills were set upon, questioning the autonomy of the legislature. This prompted us to go to the Honorable Supreme Court. When the court took exception to such extra-constitutional methods, assent was immediately given to some of them, and the rest were sent to the President. This made it clear that the gubernatorial office was being used for political motives, especially with regard to running state universities. Another issue is that the draft regulations also pose a threat to the country's higher education sector as a whole. How? By proposing to make non-academics eligible for appointment as VCs, doing away with the academic performance indicator system of evaluation, altering the provisions for appointment and making promotions arbitrary rather than time-bound and straightforward. Also, the provisions related to the consequence of violations of the draft regulations are drastic, excessive, and undemocratic. They require serious reconsideration. According to the draft regulations, non-academics who have served for at least 10 years at a senior level in industry, public administration, public policy, and or public sector undertakings with a proven track record of significant academic or scholarly contributions can be appointed as VCs. There is every possibility of the present political dispensation at the center using this provision as a camouflage behind which people of academic excellence will be substituted by people of political choice, as has happened in many of our iconic institutions, ranging from the Pune Film Institute to the ICHR. Such politically motivated interventions can seriously impinge upon the standards of higher education in the country. The draft regulations removes the API system of evaluation. In place, it introduces a new system which allows for a higher level of discretion. Along with that, the provisions for the appointment of assistant professors, especially about non-requirement of basic degree in the core subject concerned, will prove detrimental to the country's higher education sector. Previously, promotion was a time-bound, straightforward process. But under the draft regulations, teachers must meet new arbitrary criteria for promotion, including external fundraising and community service, which were not previously mandatory. The removal of the requirement for publications in care-listed journals for promotions actually introduces more arbitrariness. It needs to be noted that the introduction of the draft UGC regulations is not an isolated incident in terms of the union infringing upon the state's rights.